Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Zoobox Goes to the Movies. I'm your host, Shaun, and I'm here with my faithful co-host, as always, Dan. Say hello, Dan.
What's up, guys? What's up?
And today, we're going to be talking about the recently released Clint Eastwood movie, Richard Jewell, about the true story of said Richard Jewell and his time at the 1996 Atlanta Olympics, and about a bomb that goes off, and he finds the bomb, and then it creates a wildfire, a media firestorm, looking for the perpetrator, looking for those terrorists. Yeah. This is based on a true story. It's not a story that I knew very well, though. I'll be honest with you. I didn't
really know it too well. I've heard of it. I just didn't know the backstory.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense when you watch the movie why you wouldn't know it very well, because it literally takes place within like 2 weeks.
Is that how long it is?
The whole movie is like within like a couple weeks.
Oh,
yeah. It's got a great cast though. Sam Rockwell, Olivia Wilde, John Hamm. They're kind of the main ones, and then they have the character Richard Jewell, played by a relative newcomer, Paul Walter Hauser. He's been around. He does like a lot of bit parts, a lot of TV.
He was in Game of Thrones, right?
Is he in Game of Thrones?
Fucking Hodor, right?
No, that's not Hodor.
It's got a big old dick.
Actually, it's funny. He was in I, Tonya. He was in Black Klansman. He plays like little bit parts. I don't know. Did you ever see I, Tonya?
No, but I saw Black Klansman.
Yeah, Black Klansman. I believe he's one of the racist guys, the rednecks.
The white supremacists.
Yeah, and I, Tonya. He plays like this mentally disabled dude that I don't know. He's actually very good in I, Tonya. And
basically Richard Jewell.
Yeah. And the first time I ever saw him, actually, he was in an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he plays this was from 10 years ago. He plays a what do you call it? A juggalo.
I've never seen the episode, or at least I can't remember.
Yeah, he plays a high school juggalo that Charlie befriends when Charlie quits the gang and decides to go be a janitor at a high school. It's a great episode. It's actually a two-parter. It's the Lethal Weapon 5 episode. It's when they make their own version of Lethal Weapon 5 is also in that episode. And his only lines are like, "Juggalos for life."
I can't remember it, honestly.
Yeah, he was good. He's good. It's I think, I don't know, season 5 maybe? Season 4 or 5? 5, 6?
Okay.
Something like that.
People have enough context.
Anyways, it was great. It was great, and you should watch it. And but you know what? I will say that's because you're a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
He stole the movie, though. I think he was in there with like a bunch of well-known, respected actors, names that people recognize. But this guy completely becomes Richard Jewell.
He Jonah Hills it.
They actually showed footage of the real Richard Jewell in the movie. Yeah,
on the screen, I know, the TV.
Yeah, and I thought
because they look totally different, so that's how I knew. Because I'm smart.
Yeah.
No, he does look very strikingly. It's very striking.
Like he did such a dead-on impersonation that they felt comfortable showing the real person.
He's like, "Hey, can you play a fat retard?" Yes, you can. You're in. You got the job.
Richard Jewell seems like a monster of a person. Like this, kind of, almost like he's got like a very authoritarian view of what the role of the police are. He executes that as because he starts out, he's kind of a dumb dude. He's a simple man.
Well, are we gonna give our ratings and then we can jump into the spoilers?
Can you really spoil a movie like this? I mean, it's.
Well, I mean, hey, it's what we do. It's what we do. We can't change up the format.
Oh, I know. But anyways, I would say what are your general broad opinions of the movie? Did you like it? What did you think of the direction, performance?
It's Tom Hanks 2020. If Tom Hanks could have done this, and wait, he did. It's called Forrest Gump. Honestly, it's obviously not like Forrest Gump, but it's a guy that is obviously on the lower end of intelligence. He's not necessarily a dumb man.
He's simple. He's just a simple guy.
He's a simpleton. But there's it's okay. It was okay. I wasn't like blown away. I would give it like my overall just general impression straight out of the gate, like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
I disagree.
Like there's nothing special about this movie. It's a good movie, but
I
what's
think
special with it?
it's a good movie. It's also, I think, a very prescient movie for the times that we live in, because this is like a snapshot of what the kind of thing that happens to people all the time, and this example of a person that kind of just gets completely fucked from every angle, from everybody on the outside, the media, the FBI, law enforcement. They just fuck this dude
For
and
2 weeks, and then they get over it. And then
yeah,
it's
but
fine.
well, that's not necessarily true. I mean,
88
I don't know.
days of an investigation.
Sure,
But like,
yeah,
but
it jumps
he,
ahead. It jumps ahead at the very end of the movie. Yeah.
all right. So what is your 10 out of 10, whatever?
Oh, I thought it was a solid like 7.5 or 8.
So basically a 6.
No. If it was a 6, I would have said a 6.
It's
I really I thought the direction was surprisingly strong. Like, Clint Eastwood's 88 years old, and he made a movie that was. It's very, feels like very, there's a formula to these kind of movies, and I think it stays within the formula. But like, there's the scene in the beginning when Richard Jewell actually finds the improvised explosive device, the pipe bombs, and it is so well put together. Like, I had so much respect for Clint Eastwood in that scene, because there's so many moving pieces and so many minor characters that are coming in and out, and he establishes them all. You get a sense of who everyone is, even people that don't have any lines. Like, they have because they're trying to draw empathy from the audience, so they have this mother-daughter character that are there, and we cut to them kind of occasionally to just kind of show that they're there. They're kind of the face of the crowd for the audience. And but you get a sense of who they are just in those maybe 30, 40 seconds that you actually spend with them. It's really impressive just from a technical level. I thought it was technically like really, really well executed. That whole sequence in the beginning.
What else?
What do you mean, what else?
What else? I mean, like, okay. Honestly, dude, this movie is not. There's nothing. The acting is really good from the guy that plays Richard Jewell. Besides that, though, it's your typical cliche. There's nothing special about this movie. Sam Rockwell plays like kind of the douchey lawyer guy, but he's whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. Like, there's nothing
traditionally American patriotic movie. Like, it's about a person's civil liberties. It's about standing up. It's about standing up to the system. It's about the media's.
It's not.
Kind of this idea of the media being salacious and being only in it for the headlines and opportunities.
Man, I feel like I've seen that movie before.
I'm sure you have. I didn't say that.
Okay.
Like, I mean,
that's my point.
It does something that other movies already do.
You're not tickling my balls. You're not tickling my balls. You're not doing anything special.
What, does it have to be special to be like
yes.
a movie?
Absolutely.
Do you have to see something new out of the gate every time to appreciate something?
It's not. You can do something well. That's fine.
Yeah, it's a solid.
But this movie, it's not breaking ground. There's nothing that's going to make me say, I have to watch that again.
I would never suggest that it does.
It's an okay movie. It's like a 6.
Okay.
I don't know what your bump up the 7.5 gives it.
What makes it because I think the performances are excellent. I think the direction is actually very strong. It's better than most movies like this. Most movies like this are a 5 or a 6. And I think that there are craftsmen involved in this that are just elevate the material beyond what a normal movie like this is usually like.
So you like flashy things. You like Transformers.
No. And I think it's just
why?
It's a movie that just literally speaks to our time. It's a good movie for right now.
And for what example? What do you mean?
Media malfeasance and how things are reported on how people's lives are kind of destroyed over these kind of things.
Not just normal people. White people.
White people?
That's what this is. This movie is really a dog whistle.
Oh, is that what you found it? You found it as a dog whistle?
I do watch it.
White America to let them know.
It's not.
Yes, you see your suffering.
Yeah, like I guess you could say that. No, I was sitting there going like I could turn that, but you could. because I'm so involved in that culture of just white hate that I see it all the time. So when I'm watching a lot of things now, I go, "Oh man, you could really turn this into that if you
Well,
wanted
you
to."
could do that with literally anything.
Well, I know, but Richard Jewell is a white supremacist. Okay,
He's not a white supremacist.
this is my thesis. I'm pretty sure the only people that died in the event were black. This movie's racist.
This movie, not enough representation on the death pool.
There wasn't even one LGBTQIA plus, Ken.
How do we know? We don't know what was, for all we know, Richard maybe.
He's just a trans. No, but like, there's that, honestly, there was, the beginning was really good though. I'll give you that. No, it really was.
That's the strongest part of the movie.
The part where it kind of just goes is pretty much when they enter his house. It's like, dude, how dumb are you, Richard?
No,
Richard is annoying.
Yeah, but that's not being dumb. Like, you
I
take
know.
a simple person that has an inordinate amount of respect for an office, and then you see his disillusionment through the process of actually having to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like,
have you ever seen the movie Rainmaker?
The Rainmaker?
With Matt Damon?
Yes, I've seen The Rainmaker.
Very similar movies. And that's us.
Oh, you're the Rainmaker. You talking about Rain Man with fucking Tom
the
Cruise?
Rainmaker with Matt Damon when he's the lawyer. Sean, get on my fucking level of 90s movie watching.
Well, they are.
I just watched it.
I haven't seen it in years. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's about the guy and the fucking insurance company is like screwing this family. The dude's got like leukemia. He's dying and some shit. And they won't pay, so he takes them to court. And obviously, we know it felt like a 90s movie.
Yes,
that's what it felt like.
100%.
Like you knew where the story was going. You knew he was going to get off. You knew all the steps were laid out in front of you, and it was fine. It was like a fine movie. But to start throwing 7.5s out of the gate,
oh, for sure, 100%. You got to have respect for something that is just
I don't have to
because it doesn't like fit into. Like, it's something you've seen before, and I wouldn't argue with that. Like, I wouldn't argue with that there hasn't been things like this in the past. I do feel like, I agree with you, I do feel like it is like a 90s movie. It reminded me a lot of that era. And I'm fine with that. Like, I don't.
It's like a 90s movie with a bigger budget.
It's not a detriment to me. It doesn't, like, I don't take off points because, like, it harkens back to a different era of filmmaking.
I do.
That's like watching The Lighthouse and being like, nah, it's like a fucking old-timey movie.
No, but it's original. But they do their own spin on it. Clint Eastwood is too old. He needs to hang it up with his right-wing, conservative ass.
It is it's a very conservative movie.
I would say it's there. There's definitely the conservative themes. What, that he's white and that he likes authority or something? I don't know.
You're really hung up on this, man.
No, I'm telling you, that guy's a KKK member. You'll do your research on Richard Jewell. He is a member of the KKK.
No, he's not.
Go do your research. Yes, he is.
New
York Times put out an article.
Oh, really? You remember when he was being smeared by everybody? No. You know why they went after this
movie came out?
Yeah, because he's dead and he can't like defend himself.
I didn't know that. I just made all this up. So
yeah,
but it seemed pretty believable.
This movie got really heavily criticized by the media because because of the female,
Olivia Wilde.
Wilde, because they think women are like children that can't play complicated roles or bad people in movies. Because she kind of plays the heel of the movie. Her and John Hamm are kind of like the villains,
and she's using like her
sexuality.
Yeah. The big part was the sex thing.
Oh yeah, that never happens. That never happens. Like why? You can't represent that in a movie. You can't play a person like that. You got to be the. I'm gonna
tell you right now. I'd fucking do her.
Olivia Wilde's gorgeous. Of course you would. Of course we all would.
She's married to what's his fucking name?
Remember?
Comedian.
Yeah, Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, Sudeikis.
I almost watched one of her first like big roles that she had was Tron Legacy. I almost watched that the other day.
Oh yeah, that's just garbage.
I haven't seen it since like it came out, so I can't remember.
Be very careful with the next few words you speak. Judgment will come.
Judgment will come. Another movie full of white people. Even in the virtual world, everybody's white. It's disgusting.
Richard Jewell. It's fine, dude. It's fine. Like I would not say you're wasting money, but I would definitely not say it's worth spending money. You know what I mean? To me, it'd be like,
Oh,
if you
I
missed this
disagree.
and you saw it on TV, you're okay. Like, if you saw it on Netflix in a year, it's worth a watch. But don't go out of
Uh,
your way to go see it.
I would disagree. I would say go out of your way to go see it. I think it's actually really good.
Yeah, waste of money.
Just
I,
like
I, I
I
can go
mean,
watch The Rainmaker with Matt Damon and see the same fucking movie, so.
it's yeah. It sounds exactly like the Rainmaker.
It's just about coming up against the man. That's really what it's about.
So is
Every
that
night.
all movies that are against big corporations or authority figures is like, well, they're all the same.
Yep. Have you ever seen the movie Overweights?
It's
The Heavyweights?
have you ever
Have you
seen
seen
Lord of the
Heavyweights?
Rings, man? Same thing.
Heavyweights, dude. Heavyweights. Another example of a white supremacist coming in trying to
Well,
indoctrinate
that
all
is literally a white supremacist camp. So I think you got that black kid there, but he's like what you would call a token.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, but it's I don't know, man. Richard Jewell, it's okay. I'd say go watch it.
What did you think? You didn't like Sam Rockwell. You didn't like.
Who I
Well, you
always
got
like
a
Sam
problem.
Rockwell.
See, you got a problem. It's like this is what we've talked about. You're like a ghoul. You're like a ghoul in your hate
I
cave, and you're like,
honestly, dude. No,
I'm a
it's
ghoul.
it's one of those things. Like, you just got to be real, dude. You just got to be real,
Yeah,
straight up.
and it was
I
nice.
don't put up with white supremacy. Obviously, you do.
It's like watching. It was nice to watch a movie that was well put together. That was like a feel good movie where it feels like you like all of the characters that you're supposed to like.
Yeah.
Everybody does it gives a super great to solid performances. It's not. I don't think there's a bad performance. Even John Hamm, somebody I actually don't particularly care for. I thought he was great. I thought he was pretty good in this.
Yeah, he played the dude from Mad Men.
Well, he usually that's all he can do, kind of. But I thought he was better in this than he has been. Like, remember that movie, The Town? You ever see The Town?
Yeah.
He's like the cop. He's one of the detectives or whatever. He's like awful in that fucking movie. And that was one of his first like movies after or during Mad Men. And I just remember watching it.
I thought his performance was fantastic. I thought it was the best of his career, honestly.
Yeah, did you?
I mean,
Tastemaker Dan.
Dude, I'm telling you, watch The Rainmaker, man. That shit hits. It's so bad, dude. That movie is so.
What, The Rainmaker?
The 90s might be. There's some really great movies, but a lot, dude. It just really makes you look back. It's just so many shitty movies are made. Just so many on every year. You're probably talking 80% of movies made are not that great.
I would say it's like 60-40. And then the other 40% are range from like okay to really good.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like,
but there's like 60% of movies that are just pretty much just not worth your time. Unless you're just really into movies and, like I am. Like I'll pretty much watch anything.
I mean, I'll watch a lot of things. Richard Jewell never sparked my interest. I think Clint Eastwood is done. Honestly, as a filmmaker, as an actor.
Are you a terrorist, sir? Do you hate this country?
I don't even think Gran Torino was that good, honestly.
No, Gran Torino does not actually. I rewatched that like a few months ago.
Does not hold up.
It
didn't hold up back then for me, so I never really liked the movie.
He's rewriting his history. He's like, you listen, guys, I've always.
This is America. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Thank you for your service.
No, I don't. I remember really not liking the Asian guy. The main Asian kid is such a terrible actor.
Interesting.
He's just such a terrible actor. And that
a regular Richard Jewell we got over here.
Absolutely. Learn from the movie Richard Jewell. Watch it.
I think the message of Gran Torino is good, but I think the execution
with Richard Jewell. It's like
but another movie he made around the same time that is actually holds up pretty well. I watched it a couple years ago. Was
$1 Million Baby.
$1 Million Baby, yeah.
It's a fantastic film.
But it's got the same kind of vibe, the same tone. It's very like melancholy or not melancholy, melodramatic and a little like sappy.
Yeah, but it's not a true story. So,
no, it's not a true story.
You take some fucking balls, have some shots, and Clint Eastwood's not afraid to do that. And same thing with Gran Torino. Those movies, at least Gran Torino has balls. You don't think in like the climate of today, like making Richard Jewell isn't like a statement? No, of course it's a statement.
Yeah, it is totally.
Not an important statement to me. People
You,
know the
you
media
don't.
is fucked up.
Yeah,
It's like,
first
oh
of
my
all,
god, Hollywood's
yeah,
acknowledging
but
the fact. Like that's
it's
fucking lame. Get out of
it's
here, Clint.
it's not well because he does it against the grain of Hollywood. You need voices like that and movies like that. Whether you agree with his politics or not, you got to have more of a balance than there is. So
No,
something
for
like
sure.
Richard Jewell becomes important in the larger landscape of the types of movies that get made. Now,
I don't.
Richard Jewell was a bomb,
I
so it's not
don't.
going to do any much of anything. But
I don't care what Clint Eastwood's opinion on it. That's what the really needs to happen. I don't care if this movie was made or not. It wouldn't change my opinion.
I'm not talking about you or you personally. I'm talking
Yeah.
about in a broader sense why
And
why it
that's
makes a
why most
difference.
people are retarded. It's
Why
not my
is that?
fault.
Why is that?
Because
Why?
they go watch fucking Richard Jewell and thinks it's like this is American hero. Richard Jewell is a dude who points them out. The good for him.
No,
Okay,
he is a hero. Like
he did something.
he should have been
Sean,
like the
I'm
attention
a
that he got
hero.
was
I'm a hero.
Yeah,
Richard-
you pointing out pipe bombs, buddy? I don't think so.
No, I mean honestly, the first
You got the
25,
squirts. You work
the
in
first-
security with the squirts, buddy? I don't think so.
the first 35, 40 minutes were the best. I think the last hour lost me.
Well, it becomes formulaic towards the end.
I just didn't want to watch it anymore. I was like, oh fuck, how much longer? After the first hour, I was like, dude, when is this movie over?
Must have been tough in the theater for you.
Absolutely tough to watch that in a theater. Caught an early showing, but there's just I don't know, man. I can do without. I understand the statement that's being made. Me doesn't change.
And you don't have any respect for that? You don't have
Not
any
really.
respect that they have like
And Eastwood's gonna die in like fucking 3 years. He'll be fine.
yeah, but you keep bringing up these things that are completely besides the point. So you don't think it's good to have a hero character in a movie that's like pro Second Amendment?
Pro Second Amendment.
Is a responsible gun owner, like
Yeah,
is a good person.
yeah, I can see that.
Okay,
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
That's what I'm talking about.
Who cares?
Because
It's a movie.
Richard Jewell is representative of the everyman, of like the every person. That's what he is. He's the everyman.
Yeah, but every white man, Sean. Remember that.
No, not necessarily. He's poor. He lives with his mom.
Doesn't matter.
He's probably got diabetes.
Sean, I go to college and they teach me all the time that white people are bad. No matter
Well, I also
their
go to
classes.
college, Dan. I also go to college, Dan.
And you've been taught wrong. I'm sorry. No, there's honestly though. Yeah, no, those are fair points. I guess I just didn't really think of it as a big deal because I'm a responsible gun owner. I don't think about those things.
You don't think about how you don't want the larger society to have like good examples. Like, did you like watch the rally on Monday?
We just did. That matters more than Richard Jewell ever will.
Why? So if somebody makes a movie about that in 25 years, you're just gonna be like,
nope,
whatever.
Won't care.
Bullshit.
Why would it matter?
Stupid.
It's like making movies like 12 Years a Slave, or I understand they're good movies, but like, dude, what are you trying to tell?
Just get over it, guy.
Not even get over it, but it's like, what am I trying to learn here? I get it from this one perspective. It's a story. It's great. 12 Years a Slave, absolutely.
12 Years a Slave is while it is about slavery.
Would you put 12 Years a Slave in your top 100?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while.
I wouldn't, because it's the same story. It's nothing original. There's nothing going on there.
It doesn't need to be original. Like
for me, you can't decide that for me.
I've never seen.
Decide that for me. And what I'm telling you,
but you need to qualify it more with.
I don't have to.
Not original.
This is America. I don't have to.
This is a movie podcast where we talk about these kind of things. And why we think the things we think.
Originality matters more to me.
Well, what's something that's like
Magnolia? Nothing's ever been like. I just watched that. Nothing's ever been made like that I've ever seen before or since.
Well, that's because you have not watched a lot of movies.
I guess so.
I mean, that's like when I was a kid and I used to, you're really enamored with like Quentin Tarantino, right? And then you start watching movies that Quentin Tarantino watched when he was growing up, and it's like, oh, you're not really as original as I thought you were, because you just can see where he's cribbing from all the time.
But the best artist,
Paul Thomas Anderson, has a little bit of that. It's definitely not as much, but he has a little bit of that, especially.
So does Martin Scorsese.
Especially with something like Magnolia.
So Martin Scorsese, so does all of them.
Never put down an unoriginal frame in his entire life.
Yeah, I know, right? No, there's enough to sit there and say a good artist will steal something from another artist.
No, I'm not
They
criticizing
do
that.
that all the time.
What I'm
But they
saying is
do
like
their own original spin on the narrative or their own idea or the dialogue is Quentin. I don't give a fuck how he shoots it. The dialogue is Quentin. That's what makes his movies. It's not the way they're necessarily. It's the narrative. It's the.
Well, I think it's the whole package because like without having the certain types of tones and styles, his dialogue just wouldn't work as well.
Not true. True Romance, right there. True Romance.
True Romance works because it's a Tony Scott movie. Like it's.
But it's written by Quentin Tarantino.
So is Natural Born Killers, but it's an Oliver Stone movie.
There we go. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's the style that really sells those movies more than like the scene to scene dialogue.
The dialogue is what makes those movies.
I totally disagree.
You're gonna tell me that
especially with Natural Born Killers. Like it's about how that movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in a while. But as far as True Romance,
Romance definitely it has some great dialogue. It does. I'm not going to dispute
and any Quentin Tarantino movie.
But it's really
all amazing dialogue.
But it's really a Tony Scott movie. It's not like a Tarantino movie.
I know it's not, but I'm just talking about But that is Quentin's DNA. That is like what the marking of Quentin.
Sure, it has
not necessarily the cinematography or anything. It's the writing.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
The writing.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Like that's really what makes his movies awesome is the dialogue. So that's his thing. Paul Thomas Anderson, I don't even know what his would be. His characters are really awesome.
I think it's just the way he can control tones. Like he's a master at like using very subtle things to completely manipulate like how you feel about a scene. Like really great about signaling through subtlety what the scene is.
Yeah.
With his characters. He's really excellent with that. That's why you can have something like in The Master or actually something like The Phantom Thread. Like you learn so much about those characters just from those breakfast scenes when they're hanging out eating breakfast.
Yeah.
And Phantom Thread, like that's the whole movie could be in those scenes. It's crazy how layered they actually are.
But that's what makes, and that's what I'm saying when I watch Richard Jewell.
Yeah, it reminded me when Richard Jewell was eating a donut and how he attacked it like a walrus.
But like there is nothing about Richard Jewell that makes me go, that's like awesome. Besides I will agree with you, that whole scene with the in the beginning, like at the bicentennial fucking whatever this shit's called park. That scene was good. Everything after that, not really. I don't care. It just doesn't like that's it. That's where the movie ended for me. Emotionally, because dude, it was making me feel things. I was like, oh, this is like fucking serious.
So you hate simple people then? You just hate simple everyman?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Guards.
Hate them.
You hate them. You hate them. You hate the police.
Give me Daniel Day-Lewis. Complicated.
Oh, what if
brooding?
What if Daniel Day-Lewis was Richard Jewell? You'd love it.
Oh, I'd fucking eat that shit up, dude. Be in that. Probably would have been better.
Oh, I thought the guy who played Richard Jewell.
No, he is the best part of the movie. He is absolutely the best part. His performance, 10 out of 10. Which so when the movie is like at a 4, if he wasn't in it.
Oh, come on, dude. That's so.
If he wasn't ridiculous. In it,
it's like that. It's like
dude.
Like objectively
I can
incorrect.
I can choose to just hate it if I want to, and I'll tell you this much: if he wasn't in it, it would be like a 4 or 5. But his 10 out of 10 performance gives me that 6. You know, I might even give him a 6.5 because Olivia Wilde, they're all good. Everything's good. There's just nothing in the movie that's gonna make me want to fucking jump out.
You didn't feel proud for Richard at the end when he stands up to the evil FBI man,
and like, I'll grow up. Like you're just.
Yeah, Dan's like his entire life he's getting railroaded. The fucking FBI brings him in on a fishing expedition because they don't have anything, and you're like, yeah, whatever, guy. You know what?
No, when he goes in on the at the end, he does this little thing, but it's so
he does a little fuck because that was the arc of the character is learning how to stand up for himself against authority.
Yeah,
that's important. It's an important lesson to learn.
Lame.
You gotta kill your heroes, man. You can't just like. You know, there is no such thing. You shouldn't have blind allegiance.
So if anything, you should be supporting. You should be supporting my thesis that this movie is a 6 because I'm
No.
killing the hero that you are trying to make of this fucking movie. Okay,
I
I'm
think
just
it's
dismantling it.
in a sea of bullshit, like socially weird, ideologically driven movies. I'm glad something Richard Jewell
It's different.
exists because it goes against the mainstream grain of what is available,
Yeah, but what about
and
Sparrow
it's
Creek or
made,
whatever?
and it's a solid. It's not like so substantial. I'm like, oh, it's the greatest movie of the year. It's the best thing ever. No, not at all. But it's we don't have enough just solid fucking movies that are just well crafted. Like 10 of these movies should come out a year, in the terms of just being this solid, like this just watchable, and they don't. And
I
it's
don't know.
surprising that it takes
What?
like 100-year-old man to go show people like how it's done. It's like when what's his name, George Miller goes to make Mad Max Fury Road in his mid-70s. Everybody's like, oh, holy shit! Like a fucking almost 80-year-old man just showed everybody how to make action movies again.
I mean,
And
but
that's
what?
and that's
But
what
what?
that's what
What bad
Clint Eastwood.
movies are coming out? There's so many good movies coming out every year that are better than this.
Or I'm not saying that there aren't movies that are better than this. I'm just saying this should not be an anomaly that something like this comes out and is actually like really good.
Obviously, though, it didn't do well at the box office, so it doesn't
Because of
matter.
people like you, Dan. Because people like
No,
you, these
because I'm
naysayers.
not going to go waste my money on any
Okay.
movie unless I want to go see it. I'm not going to waste my money on a fucking average movie.
See, here we go. See, this is Dan. He doesn't care. He's in his hate cave.
Yeah, the cave of hate. Here we are, and it's fucking lonely. I'll tell you. But yeah,
Ugh.
no, I just don't. I honestly do not care.
Movies. Ugh.
Don't put me in some fucking box with these fucking simpletons. You know.
Dan the movie ghoul. We get Ryan to make a picture of you as a ghoul.
Right. That's fine. I just not a big. I mean, they know, but like then when we talk about what we're going to talk about next, I loved it. I loved it, dude.
Even though like there's 1,000 of those that were made in the 80s.
No, but that's the thing though, is it feels different, you know? Or
Okay.
it's something that I felt like hasn't been made in a long time. That type of
not that well, not that good. No, there's
yeah.
actually.
Like, I felt like I was
those movies
watching
come out-
RoboCop again or something.
Those movies come out all the time. They just aren't usually very good.
So are we rolling this into this one then? What do we do?
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right.
So that was Richard Jewell, everybody. I'm sorry that this ghoul
Garbage.
attacked this American hero in the way that he did. It's a solid movie. I would say it's 7.5 out of 10 myself. Dan gave it a 6. And I think it's totally worth your time. At the end of the day, I think it's totally worth your time. Next up, we're going to this is a little bit of an older movie, so we're going to do like a little recommendation. A movie that kind of didn't get a lot of love when it came out, and we think people should check it out. Especially if you're into genre stuff. Dan said RoboCop, Total Recall. It's kind of got that same vibe. It's not the same as those movies, but it's got a similar vibe, similar aesthetic, similar tone.
More like RoboCop more than anything, honestly.
I would say more like Total Recall because RoboCop is just way more satirical. There's so much satire in RoboCop. Like I'd buy that for $1 and all the crazy shit in the background.
Well, I'm just talking about what happens.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. End of review.
Of course, we're talking about the movie you've never heard of. It's called Upgrade. Upgrade came out, I believe, in 2017, maybe 2018, maybe 2018.
Yeah.
And it's directed by Leigh Whannell, who's an Australian fellow. You may actually know who Leigh Whannell is. He was a co-writer and co-star in the first Saw. He's a co-writer of and co-star of the Insidious movies. He's the in Saw, he's the other guy in the cell, like locked up. He's like the other guy.
Yeah.
The guy that's not Carrie Elwes, the guy from Princess Bride. And in Insidious, he's one of the paranormal investigators. He's like the not the bald one, the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's been around for a while. He's actually a pretty solid actor. I've always really liked him, and he's starting to get into the directorial game. He did Upgrade. He's actually got a new movie coming out this year, The Invisible Man. He did the new Invisible Man movie. Wow. But yeah, so this was his directorial debut was Upgrade, and I think it's great. It's fantastic. It's like a speculative science fiction action movie. Near future takes place. It feels like a future that is plausible, almost, like in the sense of the technology you see in the movie. It's kind of very simple world building stuff that they have. Drones are everywhere, self-driving cars, but everything looks like familiar. You know what I mean? So technology progresses. That doesn't mean the neighborhoods are going to be futuristic or whatever. You know, buildings are still going to be buildings and shit like that. Poor people are still going to live in shitty houses. Industrial areas still going to look industrial. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, so what did you think of Upgrade?
Fantastic film. No, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an original play on the age-old question of artificial intelligence and all this stuff. So it was really good. I would give it an 8 out of 10, maybe even an 8.5 out of 10.
Shit. Yeah, I'd give it the same. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's really good. It's really well paced. And you know, it's kind of crazy. I rewatched it yesterday in the anticipation of talking about it. You know, like the first action scene doesn't happen until almost 40 minutes into the movie.
Oh yeah, it's a good while, and
because it's also a mystery movie, right? It's also got kind of film noir and mystery stuff, and it has to set up. But I think the setup stuff, like the world is all the stuff surrounding the story is so kind of interesting to look at, and you're kind of taking it all in. How the world they live in operates.
Yeah.
That you don't really notice that it's kind of takes a little bit while for the first act to get done. It's got kind of
it just doesn't really feel like an action movie until 40 minutes then.
Yeah, because he gets basically it's a guy. The short synopsis: man's like wife is murdered. He gets I don't know what you call it. Paralyzed. Yeah, becomes a quadriplegic as a result of this assault, and he knows a guy who gives him like this chip, this artificial intelligence chip that can make him walk again and stuff. But he can hear the AI. The AI talks to him in his head and is like helping him solve the murder of his wife, basically. And you know, it can control his body, and he knows karate and shit like that. And which it sounds kind of dumb, honestly. But it's
not even that the robot knows karate. It's just the most calculated decisions to hurt somebody, or fight back.
Yes, it knows exactly. It knows it's like in real time computing like what is the best move to do.
Yeah,
so it's not specifically karate. Okay, it's anything. It's more Krav Maga or whatever.
Krav Maga. Yeah. No, it was cool. I mean, what's there to really say? That the fight scenes, the choreography was good. The guy that played whatever the upgrade guy, I can't remember his name right now. That guy was really good.
Is it Gordon Green or something?
Because that guy, that his wife, thank God she died, because she was fucking annoying. Like I could barely stand her. So thankful she died. It was awesome, dude. It was just awesome. It was awesome. Yeah. Cinematography was cool. The fight scenes were cool. I liked how they kept it always on him. And this, so he was, no matter what's happening, the main character is always center of the screen. Like, always. So it creates this really cool effect.
Yeah, well, they have like this basically where they lock the camera to the guy's like waist, basically.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives almost this GoPro vibe to it in a few scenes, even.
No, yeah.
And but what did you think of just the cool tech, like the bad guys? Like there's this rogue ex-military guys that have like guns installed in their arms. Like it was cool.
Sick.
It was like cool. It was just cool in the way that like I haven't seen like an action science fiction movie be cool in a while. Like where I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. That kicks so much ass.
I literally kept getting the vibes of, I don't know why, but I'm like, when did Venom come out? Because it feels like Venom in a weird way.
Yeah, it's better than Venom for sure.
Oh, it's definitely better than Venom, but it feels like it.
I see what you mean. Actually, you know what I was thinking when I was watching this? I was like, oh, this guy's like the poor man's Tom Hardy, Logan Marshall.
Yeah.
Because you can see Tom Hardy in this movie, and giving the same performance that he gives in Venom.
Yeah, that's really, maybe that's where it triggered it for me, was just like the way they look so similar. But even the story, you're just sitting there like, yeah, they kind of.
The
It's
story
kind
is
of.
very simple. It reminds me a lot of like an anthology science fiction show, like something like could have been an episode on like the Outer Limits or the Twilight Zone, maybe
Yeah.
more the Outer Limits than the Twilight Zone, but um, yeah. But I just thought like it's just so cool, and like choreography, the action choreography is shot really well.
100% improvised.
Yeah,
No, I don't know, but it would
no,
be cool if it was. It would be cool if it was.
and every character in the movie too has like a memorable face, and like they have some like just great like looks that they
Yeah,
got
they
for
all
some
have a particular look for
like
themselves.
especially the guy that, and I wish there was more of the like
The
the
bad
rogue,
robot.
yeah, the rogue like military guys.
Yeah.
I wish they were a little bit bigger part of the movie. But what you do get of them, like that main dude with the mustache, he looks kind of like a
Like a pedo.
yeah,
Yeah.
he kind of looks like John Waters a little bit. Who's a director from Maryland.
Who was
But
also a pedo.
I don't think he's a pedo. He's gay.
Nah, we know it. We know it.
You know?
That dude was
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, it's
kid.
like I'm not sure who he is, but his name is Waters.
No, he directed Crybaby or whatever of Johnny Depp. I fucking know
Yeah.
who he is, Sean.
Okay,
Come on, man.
cool.
Get out of here.
That guy kind of looks like John Waters a little bit, like a jacked John Waters.
Yeah, that he was pretty jacked.
But that guy he just put off this really menacing, creepy vibe. Like he was just really, it was just a cool look. You could have cast a million different people to be that guy, but just like his like just natural aesthetic, I don't know, just really elevated kind of a nothing character. Because there isn't really much to that character. You don't really get to know much about them or him specifically.
Yeah, no, it's that guy was really cool. I don't know. Like I think the ending was at least original in the sense that they do let the AI like take over, which was cool to me. That was the coolest part.
Yeah, it's I was happy that it happened. I was like, oh good, just do the dark ending. Do the fucked up ending, the dark fucked up ending.
No, but I thought you wanted to see something happy and cliche and limiting.
Yeah, when I watch something like Richard Jewell,
it would have been great if Richard Jewell ends up building a bomb and blows up that building.
And he goes into that FBI meeting and he just blows them all to hell. And he said, "I'll show you."
Yeah.
You should have checked Mama's other Tupperware. That's where I was mixing this stuff.
I mean, Upgrade is definitely awesome though. I would definitely recommend people to go watch it.
Yeah, it's a very strong debut from a director. It's got, I think the direction is actually very strong. It's very clear, easy to follow. It does, I would say, drag a little bit in the middle, but the second act is so short. Like actually, when he's actually like doing the investigation stuff, like interrogating people, it's like only maybe like 25 minutes, and then basically you're off to the end of the movie almost.
Yeah, I think I remember being a little surprised, like, oh, we're already here.
Yeah, it's a short movie. It's hour and 40 minutes, probably actually only really 90 minutes long after credits and stuff.
Yeah, I would say, dude, if they would have pushed this movie like to 20 minutes, probably could have got some cool stuff out of it.
It's a world that I would love to see explored further.
Obviously he left it open for a second one.
Yeah, I would love to see Upgrade 2. I would love. I don't know if
it would be the name though. Upgrade 2 wouldn't it be like
Upgraded,
Downgrade or something.
No,
like,
Upgraded.
No, maybe. This seems so.
Upgrades, like aliens.
Upgrade, and then like I'm trying to think of like some sort of technological, like firm tech, like upgrade.
Upgrade, malware.
Yeah, something like Return of Man or something. Upgrade, Return of Man. Antivirus. Some stupid. That's probably what it would be. Some stupid shit.
I would just call it Upgraded, and because it would be about this rogue AI that now has control of this dude's body.
And they obviously he has him trying to get it back.
Yeah, and he has to fight inside its mind.
And then Jennifer Lopez comes in into his mind.
Yes, like The Cell.
Yeah.
The Cell is it's not a great movie, but it looks awesome.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah, I watched it a couple years ago. That's probably something you would like. It's very original.
I was going to watch Uncut Gems. I was
It's very
gonna watch
original.
it, dude.
Oh, you should watch Uncut Gems. It's an excellent film.
Yeah, I do want to go see it.
Yeah, gotta get yourself out to the theater, buddy.
To a theater. I don't know. I mean, Adam Sandler is supposed to be pretty good in it, so we'll see. Maybe that's what we'll talk about next week.
Maybe, you never know. We might have to talk. We might have to, circle back to Richard Jewell though, because I mean, I'm worried about you, buddy. I'm worried about your soul. I'm worried about your patriotism.
My patriotism has never been higher, but I will not support white supremacy.
I will not support the manatee.
Yeah, the man. Yeah, I thought I was watching Tusk too.
Tuskhead.
Tusked.
Tusk.
Nah, I mean, Richard Jewell, dude. Hey, I know I'm shitting on the movie, but it's all right, dude. Like, go check it out.
Waited till the tail end of it. But, I actually thought it was okay.
No, I never said it was horrible. A 6 is okay.
So what would you? I mean, okay. So are you? It seems like maybe your media diet, though. Maybe you're more in the mood for the upgrades. You're not maybe in the mood.
I'm not into the feel good shit, dude. Show me some dirty,
like I said,
grimy.
You're a ghoul.
Yeah. Let me feel pain. I just want to feel pain.
Yeah, because Upgrade is a downer. Like, it's a downer movie, like in the sense of.
I guess so. It's easier to see someone else in pain than just yourself,
It was cool though, just to watch a movie. It's been a while, probably since like Mad Max Fury Road, where I was like, that was just a cool ass movie.
Yeah,
just kicked ass.
Also starring Tom Hardy.
Also starring Tom Hardy. Yeah,
just seeing a trend here. Need more Tom Hardy.
A little bit of Marshall Green.
I never watched Taboo. Is Taboo any good?
I couldn't get through. I was really bored with it. I watched 3 episodes of it.
Yeah.
And then I think it ends on like a cliffhanger, and they have not announced when they're making another season. And that has nothing to do with ability or desire. Tom Hardy just does other things. Like, he executive produced this new A Christmas Carol. It's like 3 hours long, 6 hours long, or something. I don't know.
Is he playing Dickens? Or whatever the fuck it. Ebenezer?
No. Yeah. Oh, what's his name? Guy Pearce did.
Fuck.
It's on Hulu. I started it and then never got back to it. It's just like the most depressing version of Christmas Carol. People are peeing on each other.
Right up my alley.
Actually, yeah, for a ghoul, this would be excellent. An excellent way to spend your day.
The ghoul review, dude. Just start doing a ghoul review, dude. Because
ghoul reviews. Now this one is.
Do you love this movie? Well, let me hate on it.
Get into that moral muck.
No, I would hate it if we agreed with each other all the time. So I gotta kind of play that.
Of course.
We gotta do that, dude.
We can't agree all the time, but if give your honest opinion.
My honest opinion is that movie was shit, and it should be burned. And
this movie should be removed from theaters with force.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood definitely needs to stop. He just needs to stop.
I gotta give him credit, man. He's out there doing his own weird stuff. Like, he did that movie,
The Mule.
Well, I have not watched The Mule.
Neither have I.
I want to watch it though.
Hey, I just heard it's not that great, and I just don't really feel like wasting my time.
But you'll watch 2 seasons of You back to back, like.
Well, bet your fucking ass to this goddamn art we're talking about here.
You'll watch these god awful TV shows, and you're like, dude, I don't got time. Dude, I don't have time.
I honestly haven't been watching. I listened to the impeachment last night, so that's what I did when I was going to bed.
I did some of that as well. And
I was there until the end, till 1 a.m.
Yeah, and it was so hard on them guys. They didn't show up for work today. Or are they doing it again?
No, they're doing it right now. It starts every day at 1 o'clock. So they still. Yeah, but anyway.
Anyways, Upgrade. Upgrade's an excellent movie.
Go check out Richard Jewell, and it's not about vaping.
It should have been though. What if he's? Yeah. Oh my god. That's a missed opportunity for those people.
Absolutely. Just spelt it J-U-L, whatever. J-U-L. Yeah.
Call it the Walrus.
Oh my god, it's a bag full of vapes.
But yeah, Dan, as Dan said, he loved Richard Jewell.
Yep.
Loved Upgrade.
Yep.
Loved it all.
Loved it all.
We gotta have an intervention for you, Dan. We gotta give you to I gotta put on a film festival for you of good movie. Gotta de-radicalize you from
I
this
guess.
cool behavior, movie cool behavior. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I know you're all looking forward to this so much. And
Yes.
hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.